Hi guys! So today I'm here to bring you my January book haul. This is all the books I bought in January, some of which have arrived already and some haven't. So for the ones that haven't, I will just put up a photo somewhere on the screen so you can take a look. But I bought 16 books this month so far, and I just cannot stop buying books. It is just too easy, especially in lockdown. I mean, I already have so many books on my shelves that I need to read, but I just keep buying more anyway. Listen, I have a problem. And January isn't even over yet, by the way. It's like the 26th, is it? I think today it's the 26th or 27th of January, and that means there's still a couple more days to buy even more books. But I'll be good, I won't buy any more until February. Without further ado, let's get into the books that I've bought in the month of January. This is in no particular order, by the way, because I honestly don't remember the order I bought them in, but let's get started anyway. So the first book I have to show you is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This is about a 16-year-old girl called Bree who wants to escape the grief from her mother's death. So she enrolls in this high school program, and then she ends up witnessing a magical attack. I love YA books that take place in like a high school. I don't know why, I just love them. Can we just talk about how beautiful this cover is, by the way? It is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. The reason I bought this book was actually because of Reagan over at Peruse Project, who kept raving about this book and said it's one of the best YA books she's read in a while. So that immediately got me very, very intrigued. So I really, really can't wait to get to this one. The next book I have to show you is Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is the first book in the Green Bone saga. This is the author's debut novel, and apparently it is absolutely fantastic. This book is everywhere on BookTube at the moment. Everyone is just loving this book, saying how amazing it is. I don't know too much about this book, but from what everyone's saying on BookTube, it's amazing. I heard the author Fonda Lee knows martial arts, so apparently all the combat in this book is written so well, and that's really, really intriguing. I'm just so excited to get to this. I cannot wait. I want to see what all the hype is about on BookTube, and I'm sure I will not be disappointed. The next book I have to show you is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahern. Mahern? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but we'll go with it. This book was all over BookTube last year, or maybe the year before, and I've heard very, very good things about it, with the exception of a few booktubers who didn't like it, but for the most part everyone seemed to love it. I'm just going to read you the synopsis because it's so brief and just basically tells you exactly what this book is about. Bound as one to love, honour or burn, a witch and a witch hunter thrust into holy matrimony. There was only one way such a story could end: a stake and a match. Doesn't that just sound so exciting and so intriguing? I cannot wait to get to this one. I'm so excited. The next book I have to show you is Breathless by Jennifer Niven. I read All the Bright Places from Jennifer Niven years ago, and I also watched the movie on Netflix, and I really enjoyed it at the time. It made me cry my eyes out. If I'm ever in the mood for a little cry, I'll just pick up a book by her, because honestly I wouldn't be surprised if this one makes me cry too. This book is about a girl called Claudine who basically has her summer planned out, but things don't exactly go her way when her father decides to leave, and she ends up in a remote Georgia island with her heartbroken mother. There she meets a boy, and obviously a romance happens. I'm looking forward to some cute little romance, but honestly I will not be surprised if this book makes me cry, because All the Bright Places broke my heart at the time, so I'm definitely going to read this book with a box of tissues by my side. The next book I have to show you is Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. So this book, again, very popular on BookTube, especially last year. I am so excited to get to this one. It's basically about a boy called Jack and a girl called Kate, and one day Kate dies. And that's not a spoiler, by the way, that's the premise of the story. So Kate dies, and Jack ends up getting thrust back in time to when he first met her, so he has the chance to save her life. This book just sounds so exciting. Like, honestly, I love anything to do with time travel, and the fact that there's going to be a cute romance, I just think this is going to be amazing. I've heard such good things. I love the cover as well, it's just so cute. And also Becky Albertalli and Angie Thomas, two incredible authors, both blurbed it at the front, which is always a good sign. So this book is going to be a roller coaster. I have a feeling it might make me cry, but I could be wrong about that. We'll see. I'm looking forward to getting to this one. The next book I have to show you is very different, but I'm going to show you anyway. So it is the Get Up and Go Diary 2021, the Irish Get Up and Go Diary 2021. This is a little diary which I just thought was super cute. It has, you know, obviously all the calendars, but it has little quotes and stuff. Like, for example, Tuesday 18th of May, don't be so hard on yourself. Then we got 19th of May, It's Okay to Make a Mistake. It's just cute little quotes and things just on each page and each day, and I just thought it was adorable. I know we're nearly done January. I actually haven't even looked at it properly yet, even in the month of January, but it's something I do plan on trying to get to every month. Just literally writing little notes for each day and looking at the little quotes just to give me a bit of a pick-me-up in the mornings. So I just thought I'd show you guys this. It's very, very cute. The next 3 books I have to show you, I actually don't have yet. They haven't arrived physically yet, so I will insert a photo somewhere on the screen, and that is volume 1, 2 and 3 of Heartstopper. This is an LGBT plus graphic novel about 2 gay boys who meet at an all-boys grammar school and fall in love, and I've just heard it's the cutest story ever. I've heard how adorable it is, and I just had to read it. I never read graphic novels. It's just not something I've ever really gotten into, but it is something I would like to get into. So 2021, hopefully I will get into some graphic novels, and they're also just really quick and easy, so that'll definitely bring up my Goodreads reading goal for the year. But also I just think Heartstopper sounds so adorable and romantic, and I just bought the first 3 volumes. You know, you'd think I should have bought the first one just to see if I like it, but honestly I just went ahead and bought the first 3. Also, I'm pretty sure it's getting adapted into a TV series. I could be wrong about that. It's definitely a TV series or a movie, but of course I have to read them before they get adapted, so definitely getting onto them very, very soon. The next book I have to show you is Cinderella is Dead by Calin Bayron. This is a retelling of Cinderella, obviously. So basically teen girls all attend this annual ball where the men select which woman they want as their wife, and the girls that are not chosen are never heard from again. I'm just really intrigued by this premise. I think it's super dark and exciting and very, very interesting. I'm not a huge fan of Cinderella as a story, but this is like completely different obviously, so I'm just super excited to read this and see how it goes, and I'm dying to know what happens. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to reading about some badass women, because I'm sure the women in this book are going to absolutely kick ass and I'm just so excited to read about it. The next book I have to show you is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I really am. So this book is about 2 sisters, I'm not sure if they're twins, but definitely 2 sisters who were separated, and one lives in the Dominican Republic and the other lives in New York City. So basically their father goes from one to the other, I think, and one day their father dies in a plane crash, so the 2 girls are trying to live their lives, 2 very different lives without their father. So it's obviously a dual perspective, and I'm assuming the 2 sisters meet in this book, so I think it's going to be really, really interesting to read from 2 very, very different characters with 2 very different lives and 2 very different backstories. So I've heard really good things about it, and I'm just so excited to pick it up. So that book is on the way. So the next book I bought in the month of January is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Every single person on BookTube has mentioned this book because it is V.E. Schwab's new release, and V.E. Schwab is a very, very popular author, and honestly her books are really good. I do own 6 of her books, but I've only read 2. I read Vicious years ago, which is her adult novel, and now has a sequel. It was meant to be a standalone, but now she's brought out the sequel. I don't own the sequel yet, and I will get it eventually, but anyway, that's another story. I also read A Darker Shade of Magic. I really want to continue on with that trilogy because I enjoyed the first book, I just haven't gotten around to the rest of the trilogy yet. But anyway, I bought The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue because I've heard it's just amazing, and V.E. Schwab is a beautiful, beautiful writer. She's so, so good. Her characters are always really interesting, and the plot of this one is meant to be very good. This is about Addie LaRue who makes a bargain that basically she can live forever, but she will be forgotten by everyone that she meets. So that is a really interesting premise. I love that. Apparently she meets a boy and he does remember her, and there's a romance. I'm just so excited. I think that concept is fantastic. It's absolutely genius, and it's V.E. Schwab. I'm expecting very, very good things, so I'm very, very excited for this book to arrive. Also, I love the cover. I don't know what it is, I just really love the cover. So I'm very excited to get to this book when it arrives on my doorstep. The next book I bought in the month of January is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kimmerer. This is the 3rd book in the, I don't know what the series is called, the Cursebreakers series. I already own the first 2 books, haven't even started the first one yet, so I don't know why I bought this one, but I did. I wanted it, so I bought it. I love the covers, and also I'm not sure about the 2nd and 3rd book, obviously. The first book is called A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and that is enough to get me to read this series, alright? That is more than enough. So I decided to buy the third one just so I can binge the series, because I love having all the books in a series before I start a series. I don't know why, I really don't know. It's a problem. The next book I bought in the month of January is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This book just sounds fascinating. It's a standalone novel. It sounds so cool. Basically, it's about a library and each book has like a different reality. So you could read a book about your life and then there could be another book that is about a different version of your life, like an alternate universe kind of thing. So this book follows Nora Seed, who basically finds this library. Nora is faced with the decision that she can change her life for a completely new one, you know, different career, different romance, you know, completely different life. It's meant to be a very meaningful book and it's faced with all these difficult decisions and it kind of makes you think, apparently. So that just sounds really intriguing and I just cannot wait to read it. This is a pretty new release. It only came out in August of last year. I haven't heard too many things so far, but I just think the concept sounds so exciting and very different, and anything to do with a library, I mean, I'm gonna be interested. The next book I have to show you is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. If you don't know, Richard Osman is on the show Pointless, the quiz show, which myself and my dad watch all the time. We always watch Pointless in the evenings. So this is a new murder mystery novel and I'm just really excited. I quite like Richard Osman. I think he's very smart and very funny. So the fact that he wrote a murder book is really cool. So this book is about 4 people in a retirement home who basically come together and discuss unsolved crimes, and they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. But when a local developer is found dead with a photograph beside his body, they then actually have a live case on their hands. Bear in mind they're about 80 years old, but I just think that makes it way more interesting. I don't normally read books about characters that are that much older. I think it's just a very exciting concept, and as I said, I really like Richard Osman, so I'm just very excited to see what this book is like. The final book I bought in the month of January is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. So this book follows Eleanor Oliphant. That just makes me think of the Oliphants in Lord of the Rings. I'm actually wearing a Lord of the Rings t-shirt right now. I just can't say that name without thinking Lord of the Rings. But anyway, this book follows Eleanor Oliphant and she basically struggles with like social skills. She basically avoids all human contact where possible. But then she meets Raymond, who is the IT guy in her office. So basically her and Raymond help this older gentleman who has fallen, and I think a little romance blooms. I don't know too much, but I think it's meant to be really good. I just think it sounds like a really cute little romance. I'm hoping there's no heartbreak in this book. I just want a cute little romance. No tears, please, because I cry at everything. I don't obviously have the book yet, which is why the picture is somewhere on the screen, but I'm nearly sure there's a little quote on the back, I think, or I've definitely seen it somewhere regarding this book, and it just says, "The only way to survive is to open your heart." I just think that's really cute. I love meaningful quotes like that. That's just such a lovely thing. Honestly, that quote alone would probably make me pick up this book. So I'm just really excited to get to it. It's meant to be very good, and as I said, I just love a cute little romance. What can I say? So that is it for my January book haul. I'm sorry if this video was a little long. I did buy 16 books. I will try to buy less books in February because, as I said, I have so many books on my TBR already that are already sitting on my shelves waiting to be read, so I don't need to buy more books. But honestly, I have no self-control. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you'd like, please give me a like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Slán live!